Will Steve bet one big blind or will we check?
So there's two options.
I think it's going to go for the one big blind. I wonder if Fabrizio will call with the gut shot. No.
Oh no.
He doesn't really rep much here when he's doing this.
Going for the check raise
Oh,
with
he's
10 high. Steve O'Dwyer, I cannot
insane.
believe his luck once again. This is obviously just a call for Steve Ludo. Let Fabrizio hang himself.
Indeed.
But worth mentioning, Fabrizio does have outs. Turn came a jack. He'd be in clover.
He has jack, a jack only.
Fabrizio's like, what am I doing this for? And he checks dark. Wow. Check raise, check dark, Ludo. What do you think of that? Is that designed to get Steve to check back?
I don't have a clue.
You've not been in the spot too many times, have you?
That's insane. It's a £25,000 buy-in with £450,000 up top, and he's just checked dark.
After check raising the flop. Incredible.
Steve's gonna like down bet 1.2. Yep, that's exactly what I would bet.
He's bet 1.1.
Yeah.
Come on, Fabrizio, give it up. Made a play.
Can Fabrizio give this up?
Didn't work. No, no. He's counting his chips rather than a bet, we hope. Don't do it! Somebody run in there and tell him.
I don't know. I'm just like when a lot of people count their chips out. Honestly, like at times I'm just like they're at it. They're not going to do anything here. But with him, you just never know.
Time bank going in. Don't do it, Fabrizio.
He's put himself in a spot here when he didn't need to really put himself in the spot.
Just let it go.
It was an easy just call for 400,000.
Let it go. Let it go. Please don't do it, Fabrizio. Some more fun hands to play.
He's using another time bank.
This is like, what does he think Steve has here? He's limped the button.
I think-
flop, called check raise.
I think he's trying to think to himself, what are his bluffs? But the problem is, he blocks some of his bluffs.
Right, 9, 10, jack, 10, 10, 9.
Even some
King
sort of like,
10.
even a 9 of hearts is so valuable here as well, like jack 9.
He's going. He's going for the check raise again. 3.4 million. Oh no. Fabrizio, what have you done?
Go for it, Steve. Just call. Go for it, Steve. Call. Don't shove all in.
Against Fabrizio, it's got to be the play, right? But he must think, surely Fabrizio's check raising here draws that can't fold, like heart draws, right?
Steve,
He doesn't expect Fabrizio to do this with a gut shot. Surely even Fabrizio, he can't expect to do this with a gut shot.
Steve must be thinking to himself, it's Christmas come early. Because I've managed to get a lot of chips with this hand when I shouldn't have been getting that many chips. It's an ace on the flop.
Can he? Surely he can't call. Surely he can't just, like, Fabrizio's bluffs must be hands that can't fold now. Heart draws.
Go for it, Steve. Just call. You've got the ace of hearts in your hand also. Just call. Go for it, Steve. Throw a time bank in and just call.
This is pretty incredible. Fabrizio is continuing to deliver in a super high roller final table. Entertainment throughout.
Oh, yes, he's just going to call. I'm loving this.
He does just call. Fabrizio,
Insane.
what are you going to do now, pal? 11.5 in the pot. You're
Well,
sitting there with 10 high.
Well, if it comes
There's
a
no checking in the dark this time, Ludo.
if it comes a heart, he's all in.
There's no checking.
If it comes like the 5 of hearts, the 3 of hearts or something, he's all in.
There's no checking in the dark. Offsuit 5. Well, it has come. Don't do it. Open, watching this one, a very keen observer. Thinking, is there a chance? Is there just a chance I might ladder up this very hand? Having it just doubled up for Fabrizio. All the senses needed here.
What is happening here? He's not got many chips left. If he shoves all in, I'm saying like he's trying to get like something like 10 Jack of Hearts to fold or something, I don't know. Like,
scratching his head thinking, how have I got myself in this spot? Against the chip leader, with the other stack having 10 big blinds. Very slow motion car crash.
who knows, he might just put it all in apart from some chips. Like, he might just bet like 3.5 million. Leave himself like a big blind and a half.
No, he does check. Well, we know this will take Steve a little moment to bet it in as he has to piece together what bluffs you can have here. Well, Fabrizio tried. He did try. You got to give him credit. God loves a trier. O'Dwyer.
That was some help.
Inches closer to this title, getting to 43 million chips with this pot. Now up against two 10 big blind stacks. This is a dreamy spot to be in.
Well, that was some hell of a try, that's for sure. I'm saying, like, whatever randomizer he's using, pass it on to me. I want to see what the script is.
You had some fun with this one, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just saving some face here.
Well, maybe he can call. He might have... I'm trying to think. I was trying to think there. 10-7 of hearts. No.
O'Dwyer, confirmation up to 43 million chips, but the 51 in play with 3 players left. This is a dreamy spot for him. He just gets to just put these guys in, coffin after coffin now.
Yeah, it's just like
jam
bets,
almost any hand.
bets like 400k, then floats him with 10-7 of hearts. What do you think? Like, obviously,
No.
it doesn't beat anything. I imagine he just check called it off. It would be so fun.
That's Elton's saying with Queen Jack suited, he's dominated by Paul Foy, but on this flop that doesn't really matter, so really big straight draw there for Elton. He's gonna bet at it as the pre-flop raiser. 45,000. Blank on the turn. It's nice to decide here. How often does Paul have a hand like 10s or even jacks? A hand like King 9, and how often can I get him away from that? It's 90 million won. Oh, that's pretty strong hand here, but he is up against an under the gun raise. It's gonna be slightly concerned that he's up against King Queen or Ace King. That makes all the difference in the world for him. Now he ties against those hands. Kickers don't matter anymore as long as they both have a king. They will tie. Very nice check from Elton. This is one of the worst possible cards to make a bluff on. $315,000 in the middle.
That was a relief. That was a relief. Yeah. You can't imagine JLB ruining any new voting voters. I can't imagine JLB ruining.
Just saving some face here.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to let Paul know that he was bluffing. Where is he? Oh my god, he check raises. Wow, what an insane move. Makes it 700,000 with queen high on a board that's this dry. You can tell from Paul's reaction, he really doesn't like this. He loses to tens, aces, and a deuce. This is really gutsy. $700,000 check raise with queen high. This is why we love Elton Sang. We don't see people make moves like this. They give up, they think, oh, my opponent's gonna have a king here. To attempt to make your opponent fold a king here is, like I said, very gutsy. Big heart. Yeah, sure, I'll take some water. That's fine. No problem. You have some steel in your spine if you make moves like this.
Call. Fuck, that was like the
Let's make the
stupidest thing I could have ever done. I was
Show me your
like,
gut.
I was like telling myself to fold.
Show me your gut.
Huh? I don't show!
No, don't show. I
me your
can see.
gut.
Huh?
I like tomorrow.
I know it's a king. He's never gonna fold a king, right?
Yeah.
Why would you fold a king?
Not much left.
Huh?
I think it's fold king sometimes.
Sometimes you can't fold a king, right?
Yeah.
Everyone does
What
it.
else can you have, right?
Everyone does it all that.
Huh?
They take forever.
It's
Fuck
on
my
TV.
life.
Cannot be bluffed.
Fuck my life. How does he afford? How does he afford?
Like,
None of this talk.
Playing these guys at this level, they're just going to notice when you do stuff, right? So you have to.
Yeah, I mean, partially that, and also sometimes, you know, sometimes the situation just calls for, you know, calls for limping, you know, due to ICM or
Right.
or
So
whatever.
Timothy has pounced on it. I mean, at 1.1 million.
Yeah, with the queen 4 off. I mean, this hand's, you know, perfectly fine as a check back. It kind of depends on your opponent's limping strategy. But you know, I guess Timothy just felt like this was the moment for a nice look there from Timothy. So wait, what?
What's going on
I thought
here?
you were gonna fold.
Just at 2.5 million in the last pot. Now I'm in a raised pot with queen 4 off.
Yeah.
Michael, of course, did call and has flopped middle pair. And Timothy be slightly wary of this board. If he knows Michael's limping a lot of hands, Jack 9-7.
Yeah, the Jack 9-7 definitely, you know, a very, very wet, connected board, you know, with all the middle cards. I mean, this board sort of hits every range pretty hard.
Right, so Timothy's raising range as much as Michael's calling range.
Yeah, it hits his raising range quite a bit, but, you know, that doesn't mean you can just go after it, because it also hits the calling range quite a lot.
Right.
So when you have such a whiff as the queen 4 off, I think it is a good idea to just give up. He might find a bet on this card. He's picked up a gutter, and the king is definitely his card.
Yeah, that's a good card for him to bluff at. Or maybe even hit a straight. Why not? Very deliberate, these guys. They're not wasting time. They're thinking so many different thoughts at each decision.
Well, this is a tough spot for Timothy, actually. I mean, like, sometimes queen high is going to be good here. You know, sometimes. And also, he needs to think about what he's going to do on different rivers when he bets.
Right. So as we were talking with Marcel Lusk, we had him earlier, he was saying it's almost like chess. These guys are thinking move after move ahead, and even hands in advance. If I do this time, what can I do next time? This kind of stuff. And he has elected to fire a bluff.
Yeah, and the other thing to think about is the sizing on this turn. I mean, with such a connected board, if he has a king, he's going to want to bet pretty big.
Right.
So he's just kind of thinking like, what, you know, which hands make sense to go big with, and how big. You know, like you could conceivably bet like close to full pot here.
And this was a tough spot for Michael, right?
No, Michael does pretty clear check call here.
Right, you can have a hand like King 7 or
Yeah, King 7, King 9,
A7.
King Jack even could check back the flop, although it's unlikely. And then, you know, Ace King would be the other big one. And, you know, maybe even Ace Queen.
Wow.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
in,
this,
2x pots.
this is pretty much like the nut hand to do this with as well. He has a club, of, you know, not a great one, but he has a club. And he has a queen. So he blocks like he blocks the snap calls, which is always good.
You're right. Okay. And also Michael's hand.
It also, I should also point out this is a good board for Timothy to check back aces on the flop, just because, you know, where this board is gonna be really tough to play aces on if you get check raised.
Okay.
So if he had red aces, he might check back this flop, you know, so that he can call on like most runouts.
Obviously, a little bit less likely when Michael holds an ace. His blocks.
Yeah, that's true.
Only one combo of.
Well, okay, so same applies to kings as well. So yeah,
Sure.
Let's give 4 combos of top and second set. And yeah, obviously like the flush draws are there as well.
This is a fascinating spot. And we haven't really seen anyone get a line yet. And this is a huge bet.
Michael calls. I guess he's thinking he's pretty much at the top of his range. After he checks the turn, he just like doesn't have much better hands than this.
Wow, and that's crazy. Timothy, who was our runaway chip leader, has just bursted out in 3rd place, running a huge bluff against Michael Zhang, who figured it out, made the call.